We are live. There we go. What's going on, everyone? Woo-hoo-hoo. Man, that game gave me a heart attack. That game was, that was stressful. That was that was incredibly stressful. But wow, what a win! What a win against Milwaukee. What do you say about D'Angelo Russell, man? Give D'Lo his credit. Give D'Lo his props. D'Lo wanted this. D'Lo wanted this win, and he wanted this win badly, and he delivered. Hitting just timely shot after timely shot. Dude, the guy was as clutch as it could get. Just closing down the stretch. Anthony Davis is basically might as well not even be on the court because he's dealing with an injury. And D'Lo says, "Don't worry, I got this. I got this. Don't worry." And man, that was just, you got to give D'Lo his flowers. D'Lo was spectacular. And credit Spencer Dinwiddie, right? At the end of the game, Damian Lillard has the ball. He's trying to go and pull up and win the game. And for Spencer to close out, get the block shot, man, that was very impressive defense by Spencer Dinwiddie. Credit him. But man, this was spectacular. I made a video earlier talking about, I didn't on this channel, I did it on the Lake Show channel. I might kind of expand on that a little bit more on this channel because I think it's a good point of topic. But one of the things I talked about is resting LeBron. Even before we got the news that LeBron was missing this game, I talked heavily about, should we kind of let LeBron rest that ankle for a little bit, kind of force guys to step up, force guys to pick it up a little bit, and put this team in a position to where they have to figure it out. And again, D'Lo just, he figured it out all right. D'Lo was A1, man. That guy deserves all the flowers in the world. But this is a big win, right? I'm still upset over the Kings game, it's not so much the loss, right? Because losses happen. You're going to win some games, you're going to lose some games. But it's more so of the team. If we would have lost to Milwaukee, but we beat the Kings, I wouldn't really care as much, right? But it's we got to start winning these games, right? And we got to stop trading wins and losses. It's something I've talked about heavily, right? We win a game, we lose a game. We win a game, we lose a game. We got to stop, right? We got Minnesota coming up next. They have no Karl Anthony Towns. They're coming off of a loss too. So Minnesota's going to want to show up. Minnesota's not going to want to lose. Got to beat Mini. And then you got to match up against Sacramento again in Sacramento. Got to start rattling off some wins here. If we're serious about even just getting into the 7th or 8th seed, right? We got to start rattling off some wins here. We got to stop trading and going back and forth this way or that way or this way or that. We got to play the right way. Continue to be effective. Continue to play the right way. Let D'Lo be the point guard. I talk about this all the time. When D'Lo is allowed to be the point guard and navigate and make plays and score the basketball and be in attack mode and be aggressive, more times than not, this is what you get with D'Lo, right? Because, not necessarily 44 or whatever he had, right? But just in general, right? D'Lo had this kind of resurgence with the Lakers as soon as they started letting him be on ball and play, offense more and be the kind of orchestrator. Allow him to do that. Even when LeBron gets back, put the ball in D'Lo's hands. It's why you went and got D'Lo. Yes, his ability to shoot, his ability to play off ball is excellent, but still, you gotta let your point guard play point guard. And this again is another great example. Not only did D'Lo score 44, but he also gave you 9 assists, right? Allow your point guard to play the point guard. I'm not saying he's going to give you 44 and 9 every game, but he's averaging 20, 22 or something like that over the last month and a half. Let him play. But anyway, real quick, let's dive into all the box scores, break down the players, do the usual stuff, and then we'll jump into all of your super chat. I see a bunch of super chats coming in. We'll get into all those real quick. There's 350 of you. Hit that like button. Please help me out. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. But we got to get at least 300 likes on this stream. All right, let's get into it. Let's power through this so we can get to the super chats because I see a ton of them coming in. And again, I appreciate you. Keep funnel them in, and we'll get to them. Let's start with D'Lo. Absolutely spectacular. 38 minutes, 17 to 25 from the field, 9 to 12 from 3. He said, "Here, let me put the cape on real quick. Let me fasten this real quick. Don't even worry." 44 points, right? It's 9 assists, 6 rebounds, and he only had 2 turnovers. 2 turnovers. That was excellent. I was really worried about him fouling out. They were calling such like little knick-knack petty fouls on us. But he was spectacular. Anthony Davis, again, he got injured. Hopefully that's not an issue. We need him against Minnesota. Hopefully it's just a little stainer, right? Because he got elbowed right in the shoulder. Hopefully it's just kind of like, it's sore, it's kind of bruised or whatever. Got a little, like when you hit your funny bone or you hit the nerve or whatever, you get a little stainer. I'm hoping that's what it is. He'll get some treatment. He'll be good to go for the mini game. But 22 points, 5 assists, 13 rebounds from him. Again, can't really put too much on. He almost played the entire game, by the way. But can't really put too much. I mean, the first 3 quarters, he was excellent. If that incident with Giannis never happened, I actually think the Lakers kind of run away with this game. But neither here nor there, we won the game. That's all that matters. Rui had his struggles this game. Usually he's much better when LeBron sits. We need him to bounce back against Mini. We need him to bounce back heavily. 5 of 16 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3. That is rough. He did hit a big one, though. That was good. That we needed desperately. But, again, we need him more on the block, being more aggressive. 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 12 points. You had Spencer Dinwiddie with that huge block. He had 2 blocks total this game, only 5 points. He only took 3 shots. He made it 3, but that block was, it was the save, right? It was the save of the game. So credit him. Austin Reaves, he was solid, 7 of 12, 2 of 5, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal. Only 2 turnovers, so he took care of the ball, luckily, 18 points. I still don't like when they make Austin Reaves the playmaker. I just think, you have Spencer Dinwiddie, you have D'Angelo Russell, let them be the playmaker, and let Reaves continue to be aggressive, continue to be in attack mode. That's usually when Reaves is at his best. Jackson Hayes gave us some solid minutes. I did like that Darvin went with more of the AD Jackson Hayes 2-man lineup. I would have liked it a little more, but overall, I enjoyed that. Cam Reddish did an excellent job. Hopefully he starts getting back into his swing, getting back into the strides of his game. Got to give Taurean Prince some credit. He was solid, 8 points, but also the rebounding. He was rebounding very well this game. 6 rebounds, 1 assist. He only played 16 minutes, and he gave us that stat. Like, if he can just give us that stat line every game in 15 minutes or 16 minutes, like, I would be fine. He knocked down, he shot 40% from 3, 2 of 5, knocked down a couple threes, get a couple buckets. I like that he didn't settle. Just give us 8 to 10 points and 6 rebounds, or 4 to 6 rebounds and 15 minutes, and you're fine. That's all we really need. But anyway, let's dive into the Super Chats. Again, appreciate y'all being here. Tristan, starting us off with the $5 Super Chat. Thank you so much. You have seen me say it many times. D'Lo is the perfect point for this team. I'm still mad at Ham Sandwich for benching him against the Nuggets. I'm upset with him benching this guy against the Nuggets too. I talked about it when that situation happened. I understand the idea. I understand the logic behind it of like, hey, we need to, Jamal Murray's probably going to come out and he's going to be blazing. So let's kind of try to slow him down. I get that. But as soon as you saw that was having 0 impact and 0 effect, you really needed to make that adjustment. And Darvin Ham just did it. And it's things like that that drive me crazy. D'Lo is excellent. I wish we had – it's why I said one of the things I was like, we should trade Austin Reaves for DeJounte Murray. And a lot of people were like, what are you talking about? You're crazy. But my D'Lo has been better this year. He's been excellent on ball, off ball, every ball way you could ask. And we need some athleticism out on the perimeter. We need that point of attack. We need some aggression. Now, obviously, we didn't do that. We got who we got right now. But in the offseason, I would like to see the Lakers go get, a sizable 2-way player that could play the 2 guard alongside D'Lo. Obviously, the Lakers are trying to chase stars, right? We'll see what happens with a Donovan Mitchell or a Trey Young or Kyrie or whomever they're targeting. I don't want to go into that too much right now just because we're so far away from that. But, when we get there, we'll see what develops. We'll see what happens. But I'm totally fine with, kind of tinkering, getting some real skilled athleticism out on the perimeter. And I think the Lakers would be fine. D'Lo, if he can continue to play the way he's played this year, he's great. He's perfect. The Lakers have been trying to find a guy like D'Lo for the last, 4 years. And you got him. He's playing this way. He's been playing well all year. Does he have his bad game here and there? Of course. Everyone does, right? Did he struggle a bit in the Sacramento game? Yeah, of course. But for the most part, he's been excellent. right? So my thing is like trust in D'Lo, trust in these guys, right? And let it play out. So all hail D'Lo. That boy is, yeah, he was fantastic. He is cold, without a doubt. I mean, that first off, thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat. Secondly, man, D'Lo was in his bag today. He said, again, let me put on that cape right quick. Let's get it. Don't even worry. LeBron, you relax. Take a break. And Dame was on. No, Dame was hitting. Man, he had that stretch where Dame was just like, he couldn't miss. D'Lo just answers the whole game. D'Angelo Russell just continued to answer. I love when you see D'Lo being aggressive, right? Because once he gets into that teeth of that defense, it's usually over, right? Because he's not only can he score, but he's also so good at making a play for other guys that as soon as D'Lo gets into that like free throw line extended, like all of a sudden you're in trouble because he's either going to make a play or he's going to hit that little floater, that little awkward floater. It is awkward, but man, does that guy hit it. And like I said, Milwaukee played a great game. Giannis was dominant, right? Damian Lillard played well, right? He's had his struggles, but he played very well, 28, 12, and 5. He shot the ball well. Everything. He started, that first quarter was rough from him. But after that first quarter, he was basically lights out. I mean, they had, 6 guys in double figures, right? I mean, seriously, they had a very good game from, their entire roster. Malik Beasley looked like it was like a revenge game. Lakers handled business. This was a great win by the Lakers. Great win. Christian, coming out, $2 super chat. Thank you so much. D'Lo, trade him. Sign that man. Hope 80. Okay. I hope 80 is okay as well. Look, I was in the camp of keep D'Lo, trade Reaves if it came down to it. But I mean, D'Lo just continues to be impressive. And it's not just his ability to shoot, right? It's his ability to shoot, score, but also continue to keep others involved, right? And that's what I've talked about with him so much. And it's why I like him so much. He's constantly surveying and looking for the open man, right? And if it doesn't develop, he's good enough to figure that out and score the basketball. It's just D'Lo, again, if every time D'Lo gets in the teeth of the defense, good things happen. Every time. Because it's so hard to gauge, what is he going to do? Is he going to shoot? Is he going to pull up, right? Is he going to hit that little floater? Is there a guy behind me that's cutting back door that he's going to feed? Is he about to throw a lob to Anthony Davis? There's just so many variables that when D'Lo gets in there, good luck. It's so hard to stop. Christian, coming out the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I also see your point on Reaves. He's not a playmaker that passes over 80's head. When Dame was on him was horrible. Also, he had another out of bounds pass. Yeah, look, I've talked about this before. There is a difference between a playmaker and a guy that can make plays. Many guys in the league can make plays, right? You'll see guys, even like a DeMar DeRozan or something, can make a play, right? You'll see they'll get 5, 7 assists. There's even the occasional game where they'll get 12 assists or whatever. But the difference between a guy that can make plays and a guy that is a playmaker, D'Lo and Reaves. D'Lo, which I've talked about, is constantly surveying. At times he creates things out of nothing. You'll see what looks like a broken play at times end up leading to success because D'Lo just is patient, waits, and allows the big man to roll, or waiting for the cutter, or he'll see something develop before it happens. Right? D'Lo is creating things. He's being a playmaker. He is making the plays, and at times can even see things before they actually happen, right? That's what good playmakers do, right? Think of all the good playmakers, right? Austin Reaves is a shooting guard that can make plays, right? So can he run the basic pick and roll? Yes. Can he throw the occasional up? Yes. Can he keep the swing pass in order to keep the ball moving and generate assists? Yes. Usually when you see him making assists, it's usually he gets into the teeth of the, and then there's the bounce pass or the lob, or he's gets the ball and then continues to push it and it swings. The guy hits the shot and he's credited with the assist. Or he's basically the swing man, right? So he can make plays, but he's not a playmaker. And you see that. Can he get there? Very possible, right? I don't doubt that he can. There are moments where you see him kind of in a playmaker mode, but it's very rare because he doesn't handle ball pressure well. He doesn't read and see the floor well, and he gets tunnel vision a lot. He hasn't figured out how to balance the two, right? Like D'Lo, he'll be in attack mode, and you can tell he's about to shoot, and then Anthony Davis will roll, and he'll be wide open, and he'll just go from like, I'm about to pull up to, oh, AD's wide open, let me get him the basketball, right? Where Reaves, you'll see he has it in his mind. I am going to shoot this, and it doesn't matter what else develops. He is going to shoot it. Great example was which game was it? I think it was the Warriors game. Yeah, it was the Warriors game, right? When we lost, most recent Warriors game. Austin Reaves has the ball. He's at the top of the key. He has it in his mind, I'm about to shoot this. Anthony Davis has clear, established position with the first time Pod is on him and mismatch. Give AD the ball who's been dominating and killing and let him go to work on the small guy that's literally up to his waist and dominate that, maybe get an and one, finish over the top, whatever. But instead, what does he do? He takes an ill-advised three, clanks it, doesn't make it. They're the other way, they score. Like literally, like 5 to 7 possessions later, same sequence. Austin Reaves has the ball, top of the key, made up in his mind, I'm going to shoot this three. This time, Anthony Davis has clear flash position on the weak side block where he clearly just can dominate. He has, who was it? It was Moses Moody was on him. And what does Reaves do? Take the ill-advised three, clank. They're going the other way, get a scoring possession. Those are the differences. D'Lo would have recognized that. Even with D'Lo having it in his mind, I'm going to shoot. I'm not saying that there aren't times where, maybe AD has establishment and D'Lo will take a shot, and times it's ill-advised. But more times than not, he finds that man. That's the difference. But anyway, appreciate you. Thank you all for the super chats. Let's get into the regular chat until we get some more troops trickling in. Also, real quick, again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You people are beautiful. All right. What a game. Yes, that's the way to put it. Let's go. Yes, like I said, last game, if AD is struggling, run the offense through D'Lo. Yes. Dinwiddie, excellent block. Darvin Ham actually coached this game. Yeah, he was actually very good. I liked how he approached this game, how he went about it. So yeah, he definitely deserves some credit in that regard. Unbelievable win. LeBron, no need. It was a great win, great ending. Yep. And we closed without LeBron, which was very impressive because it looked like, right? Like there was that stretch where it was like, I don't know if we're going to pull this off. We're down 6 with like 1:30 left or something like that. It was like, I don't know if it's not looking very good. It's looking very bleak. And D'Lo said again, put the cape on. Don't worry. I got it. D'Lo carried, give this man his flowers. Also, please make Torian Ham's baby daddy jokes. I appreciate it. Hey, look, Torian Prince was actually pretty solid today. He hit some big shots. I'm not going to get on Torian Prince, but definitely their love affair is something. That's for sure. Their love affair is very interesting, to put it lightly. David, coming out with the $10 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, David. Great bounce back win. D'Lo got ice in his veins. Spencer needs bigger role. I'm with you on that. Defend and play make better than Reaves. 80 needs to put up 30 a night. Then we have a shot for a run. Appreciate your content, David. I appreciate you. Thank you so much again for the super chat. First off, yes, great bounce back win. Got to stop trading wins though. Keep talking about this, right? Like we're not in a position where we can keep trading wins, right? I love that we got the win against Milwaukee, but you lose to Denver, you bounce back against OKC, you lose to Sacramento, you bounce back against Milwaukee. We cannot afford to keep trading wins and losses, right? Like you look at the month of February, it was like 3 straight wins, a loss. 3 straight wins, a loss, right? 2 straight wins, a loss. And now since then, we're just like 2 wins on the back-to-back against the Clippers and the Wizards, and then it's like a loss, a win, a loss, a win, a loss. Like we got to stop trading wins here. Got to start rattling off a handful of these. D'Lo, ice in his veins, is just he's cold, man. He just when he's on, he is something special, man. He is up there. When he's like he's in that zone, which he's been a couple times with the Lakers. Man, it's a beautiful thing to watch. But look, Spencer, I have talked about this heavily. It drives me insane the role that Spencer Dinwiddie has on this team. Still, and it's been 10 games or whatever it's been. It might even be more than that by now. But it drives me insane the way that the whole point of getting Spencer Dinwiddie was to have a playmaker off the bench, because one of the big problems the Lakers have is when LeBron and D'Lo go to the bench, Austin Reaves struggles to actually get others involved and be the playmaker. It's happened all season. And instead of putting him as the main playmaker when D'Lo goes and gets his rest, LeBron gets his rest, and letting D'Lo kind of play, or letting Dinwiddie play the D'Lo role, and letting Austin Reaves play the 2 guard, to where he can be aggressive, he can look for his shot. He doesn't have to necessarily balance that out. Obviously, he can still make the occasional play, but he can be in attack mode. What do? Oh, let's make Austin Reaves be on ball and put Spencer Dinwiddie off. And it's like, what? They're the total opposites. It's the total opposite. It drives me crazy in that regard. I do think if you put Spencer Dinwiddie in a playmaker, even when Gabe Vincent gets back, I like that 4-guard rotation where you basically have your 2 point of attack, defensive style guards, but also Spencer Dinwiddie can make plays. Gabe Vincent is kind of more in the mold of Austin Reaves, where he can make a play, but he's not really a great playmaker. He's more of the George Hill, the Avery Bradley type, who usually does really well alongside a LeBron, a D'Lo, that playmaking guy, where they can play off ball, they can initiate the offense, be a point of attack guy, shoot the basketball. I really like that we could put D'Lo and Reaves to the bench, and now you got this 2-way defensive combo where they can both be in attack mode. You can also trickle in a D'Lo with a Vincent, or D'Lo with the Dinwiddie, or Reaves with the Vincent, Reaves with the Dinwiddie. It just gives you these options and these flexibilities. So I hope Darvin Ham eventually realizes. I have concerns that he will, just because it hasn't happened yet. But I hope at some point Darvin Ham's okay, we need to let Spencer play the point guard. Because if all you were going to do is have him be a 3-and-D floor spacer, then you should have just gotten a Daniel House or a Joe Harris or something like that. It doesn't make sense to go get a guy to fill a hole that you desperately needed to fill, and you don't let him play that role. You put him as a secondary 3-and-D guy. It's not his game. You're asking him to play a game, but that's been Darvin Ham's problem all year, putting guys in the proper position. I hate how he's the positions he's put Rui in this season. I hate the positions that he's put Christian Wood in, right? I could rant about Christian Wood for 10 minutes. It drives me crazy. Especially Wood. Because I think Wood could be very impactful for the Lakers this year. And Darvin Ham has basically made him unplayable. And it's frustrating. Bear coming in hot with the, I'm assuming, $5 super chat. I don't know what that translates, but usually by the color. Regardless, thank you so much. Whatever it is, I appreciate it. You're awesome. Lakers need to start D'Lo, Dinwiddie, Vando, Braun, and AD. If Vando comes back, they need to bench Reaves. I am totally fine with that. One of the things that I've thrown out, which I don't hate either as an alternative, is moving Reaves to the bench, letting him be the 6th man. I've talked about this heavily, where even the numbers back it up. Reaves has been better and more efficient off the bench than he has in a starting role. For Reaves, it's more of the minutes, not whether he starts or finishes. It's just how many minutes does he get, and is he allowed to be aggressive? Where I just think off the bench, one of the reasons he's been more efficient is because he's allowed to be aggressive, right? You put him in that position, he can go do whatever he wants to do. But one of the things I've talked about, because Rui has been really good, I don't hate the idea of come the postseason, right? I don't really know if you could do that right now, just because, you could. It's just LeBron. you saw like in the Clippers game, what happened? Rui shifted to the 4, LeBron played the 3 and guarded Kawhi. If we get to the postseason, I don't hate the idea because Rui's shooting like 42% from 3 on the season. And he's shooting well, and he's best at the 4. He had a rough game today, but he's been good for the most part. And we have multiple season sample size of him being elevated in the postseason. So, like, I don't hate the idea of, like, going big. And when Vando comes back, going with, like, D'Lo, Vando, LeBron, Rui, and Anthony Davis. Because now you've got that size and athleticism out on the perimeter. One of the big issues the Lakers have is rebounding, right? A lot of the offensive rebounds that the Lakers give up are out on the perimeter because we don't have the athleticism to track down the balls, right? Like, so, like, watch some of these games, another great example, like even like the Sacramento game or like the Warriors game, like all of these games, like it was all like these long balls in which their guards were just beating us to the punch, right? And they're getting the basketball, second chance point, right? And usually it leads to a 3. Where if you have that size and athleticism, Vando can rebound and chase down balls. LeBron can rebound, chase down balls. D'Lo, he can rebound a little bit. And Rui, who, as the 3 guy, is only averaging like 2 to 3 rebounds a game. As the 4-man, he's averaging like 6. So you get the rebounding help for AD down low, and then you get the perimeter rebounding up high. And as far as like the concerns go with Vando on the offensive side, the type of offense the Lakers are running this year, you've seen Vando be a lot more effective. It's because they're playing the 5 out, and there's a lot more ball movement, a lot more player movement. They're putting guys in a lot more action. Jared Vanderbilt gets to run the floor a lot more, and he's not just kind of stationary in the corner. Also, you have Jared Vanderbilt to help crash the glass, which I really like as well. But I don't hate, and I've talked about going D'Lo, Dinwiddie, Vando, LeBron, and AD as well, which I'm completely on board if they went that route to have that kind of point of attack with Spencer Dinwiddie. My problem is that, like, because when we first got Spencer Dinwiddie, right, you can go back, watch the live streams, watch the videos. I talked heavily about, like, hey, I think we should move Spencer into the starting unit. The more that I've seen the way that Darvin Ham utilizes Spencer, the more I don't think that could happen, because Spencer Dinwiddie off the bench is already basically segregated to being a spot-up corner three-point shooter. In the starting unit, that's all he's going to be. He's basically just going to be a 3-and-D style 2-guard. And the likelihood of him being that other playmaker, it's going to basically be non-existent. Also, Darvin Ham, if Reaves goes to the bench and there's not that other playmaker, Darvin Ham is going to rely on Reaves even more to be your playmaker. And I don't like that. So the more that we've had time to kind of evaluate and look at the Lakers now with Spencer Dinwiddie, the more I'm like, I don't think that they can move Spencer Dinwiddie in the starting unit, because I don't think Darvin Ham is going to be able to balance it well enough to where, because like if it was me, I wouldn't mind that, right? And bring Reaves off the bench. And then at whatever, the 5-minute mark or whatever, Reaves comes in and D'Lo goes out, right? Now you have Spencer, he's riding, he's doing that stuff. D'Lo's getting his rest, right? Maybe LeBron goes out too. So you always have a playmaker. And then I would just trickle it to where there's always LeBron, Dinwiddie, or D'Lo on the court at all times, right? So if LeBron and D'Lo are getting rest, Spencer Dinwiddie is your point guard. If Spencer Dinwiddie and D'Lo are getting rest, well then, hey, you can have Reaves be the initiator, and LeBron, you got to run and orchestrate the out. Like, I would trickle it that way. I just don't trust Darvin Ham to do that. Is my problem. I just don't trust Darvin. Like, he already can't seem to figure out what he wants to do with Spencer Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie starting, I just think will be what he's been right now, just even worse. And that could be a problem. Where I'm hoping Darvin Ham eventually goes, all right, we need to put the ball in Dinwiddie's hands a little more. But regardless, I'm with you, Bear. I appreciate you. You're awesome. Thank you for the super chat. All right, where were we? That block was gangster. Let's get it, EFX. D'Lo, I'm not moved, though. D'Lo's been fantastic this year. I mean, what more could you want from D'Lo? Now AD is injured. Yeah, that's definitely a concern. Hopefully it's nothing major. I talked about it earlier. I'm hoping it's just like a little stainer. I'm hoping it's just like, man, like, he's just got to kind of brush it off. He'll get his treatment and we'll be good. D'Lo left hand float to Dinwiddie block. Yes, sir. Yep. I love it. What's up, Lake fam? What's up, Tyler? What's going on, Lake? Appreciate you being here. What a win. Great win by the Lake Show. This had nothing to do with these coaches. The Lakers were fantastic. This was just a good old basketball game, in my opinion. This was a playoff level basketball game, and I liked it. Look, I've talked about this. I did a whole video on the Lakers Show channel diving into that very question. I might do it. I talked about this like when I first started the stream, but there's a lot more people that weren't here or that weren't here earlier. I definitely might talk about it here on this channel more and kind of expand it more. And now that we got like kind of a good look at this game, because I do like LeBron is dealing with that ankle injury. I know a lot of people, like whenever the Lakers win like this, a lot of people, we're not better without LeBron. We need LeBron. We're not going anywhere without LeBron. I've talked about it heavily all season. Can we win an occasional game without LeBron? Absolutely. Can we win maybe even an extended stretch without LeBron? Absolutely. Playoffs and regular season are very different things. And you need LeBron's experience. You need what he's able to do on that basketball court. You need him. You're going to need him at times to close. Like, you're going to need a lot from LeBron James. So to me, it's like rest LeBron and kind of live with the results. Let him sit the rest of March, right? Get his ankle right, get everything right. Bring him back those last 7 games of April so he can kind of get in a rhythm, get back into a flow, and then get ready for wherever you are. If you're the 9th or 10th seed, well, you're going to need a healthy LeBron to win 2 straight games anyway. If you're the 7th or 8th seed, then now you only need 1 game, and guess what? Now you got a healthy LeBron. So I just think regardless, however you approach, I don't think it's a terrible idea. Will they do that? Probably not. But I don't hate the idea, is my point. Plus, LeBron's gonna have to play at least 65 games, so he can get all the accolades and stuff. So I gotta see. I don't know how many games he's played off the top of my head, but if you can basically sit him to where, and then you just let him play the rest of the games to where he's at 65, then perfect. Maybe the best D'Lo game of his career. Not of his career, but definitely his best game as a Laker. He's had some really good games of his career. He had a couple. You got to remember, he was the #1 guy for the Brooklyn Nets and led them to a playoffs. And he was very good that year. Averaged I think 23 or something like that off the top of my head. So I mean, he's had games like, I think his career high is like 46, 47, something like that. And he's had some very impressive games throughout the course of his career. But this, as a Laker, yes, this is his best game. Had to make a comeback for this one. Yeah, we needed this bad. I like that we closed. We didn't panic, right? We basically had the lead pretty much the large majority of the game. And instead of panicking and folding when they took the lead, and then they extended it, and then D'Lo got that and 1-3, and you're just like, oh no, come on. Instead of panicking, they just said, all right, let's figure this out. Let's close it out. I love that. I loved that they didn't, because they could have easily caved and just said, hey, you know what? We don't have LeBron. Like, what are we supposed to do, right? Like, we put our best effort out. And they said, no, we're going to win this game. And I love that. I appreciate that heavily. Players making plays. Yes, the players were fantastic this game. Impressive win, D'Lo. Yep. I'm doing a victory lap for D'Lo. Facts. That was Pip. DGIF, Miss Tyler highlights. It will be great to watch that. Yeah, facts, Ray. Facts. This was a huge win. How bad is AD's injury? I don't know word yet. Like I mentioned it earlier, hopefully it's just a little stinger. Hopefully it's nothing like significant. Hopefully it's elbow to the shoulder. Don't get me wrong. And depending on where it is, right? Like he's lucky he didn't separate his shoulder or anything like that. I think if he separated his shoulder, he wouldn't have been back in the game. But I'm hoping it was just like, hit a nerve or whatever, and he just kind of has like a little stainer. That's my hope. I'm sure we'll find something out in the next day or so, or maybe even tonight. Braun got to let D'Lo run point for real. Look, I have screamed this all season long. D'Lo is your point guard. The Lakers have searched for a point guard the last 4 years because LeBron, since winning the championship, LeBron has been very open and public about not wanting to play point guard. Like on occasion, he doesn't mind, right? Like you saw where he went to Darvin Ham. He's like, I can play point guard, right? I can play point guard. The reason Darvin Ham has not even thought about LeBron playing point guard is because LeBron has made it very abundantly clear he doesn't want to play point guard. That's why we got Spencer Dinwiddie the first time, or not Spencer Dinwiddie, Dennis Schroeder the first time. It's why we traded for Russell Westbrook, because LeBron wanted to play more off ball. He wanted to play more off ball in Cleveland. So you have that. And then we go and get Dennis Schroeder again, and then we go get D'Lo, and it's like you finally found your point guard. Let your point guard play point guard. It's not that difficult of a concept. The guy that wanted to trade instead of Reaves. Oh, you're talking to somebody else. Being guarded by Malik Beasley and Dame, but let them be quiet. If Lakers win, this would prove they don't appreciate value LeBron. And if I was LeBron, I would leave. This shows that the Lakers team has a bad relationship with how they're viewing LeBron. I don't agree with that. You got to keep in mind when LeBron is in the game, guess what? He's your most dominant player, right? He's going to be on the ball the most. He's going to play his role. Everyone else's roles regress, right? But when LeBron is out of the games, it's not that everyone just all of a sudden becomes better and no one respects LeBron. No, it's because their roles change. When LeBron is in the game, guess what? LeBron's going to get the basketball. LeBron's going to take 20 shots. LeBron is going to make plays and do everything that LeBron does, which means now Reaves doesn't get 12 shots. D'Lo doesn't get 25 shots, right? Like everybody takes a step back. So when people are like, oh, how come these guys don't play like that with LeBron? Because LeBron is going to be on ball. Again, that doesn't mean that they're better without LeBron, right? Because again, can they win the occasional game that way? Yes. The difference between superstars and good all-stars to even role players is the consistency level, right? The high players can do it night in and night out, right? No matter what, LeBron is going to go get you 25, right? Game in and game out. But D'Lo, he'll have a 7-game stretch where he goes and gives you 25 plus. But then I'll have that 1 or 2 games where he's like, can't buy a bucket. He's got, 12 points or whatever. And you're just like, come on, D'Lo, we need you. Because he's not a top. That's why he's not a top 10 player. That's why he's not a top 15 player. It's not about undervaluing or underappreciating LeBron as a player standpoint. They have no choice. You don't have LeBron to default to. You don't have LeBron to do whatever. These are still NBA players. These are still guys that are in the NBA for a reason. And most of these guys are starting level NBA players and would be starting elsewhere. So when they get the opportunity, guess what? They're going to have big games, right? So it has nothing to do with oh man, see, they don't if I was LeBron, no, he's not leaving. He's not going anywhere. It has nothing to do with that. Evening, everyone, what's going on, Daniel? D'Lo, yes, he was fantastic. D'Lo was on fire. Yes. If we lost this game, I plan on losing my sobriety and going to drinking. I hope not. I missed most of the game. Who defended Dame and how did they do? Who was the liability today? It was like a combination effort. Cam Reddish defended him well. Dame got hot on a couple stretches, but it was more of team execution on him. They did a good job kind of running him off the 3. I thought Cam Reddish did a good job staying in front of him, making things difficult, challenging him. Even when he hit some shots, I thought he still did a good job challenging him. Spencer Dinwiddie, excellent job. Obviously, Spencer Dinwiddie hit that, blocked him at the end of the game. It was mostly Reddish, Spencer Dinwiddie. But outside of that, you had sequences where D'Lo was on him, you had sequences where Reaves was on him, but primarily those 2 guys. Awesome win, yes. What a spectacular game. D'Lo is him. I told y'all it ain't worth ever trading him. Let D'Lo run the late show, force these guys to figure it out. Yes. Oh my God, D'Lo game tonight. Yes, D'Lo was A1. D'Lo was crushed tonight. Wow, D'Lo, have yourself a game. This game almost makes up for the Kings game. Almost. It's just the problem is like if we beat Minnesota, it does. If we don't, then I'm gonna be upset because we needed it for tiebreakers. Just the Kings game was more impactful than just like regular win or a regular loss, right? Like if we beat Sacramento and we lost to the Bucks tonight, like I wouldn't be as mad, but I'm still like because it's just all of the implications that losing to the Kings does. Like that loss to the Kings could be the difference between you making the 6th seed and you making the 9th seed. Like Rui stepped up with that clutch 3. Yeah, especially going, he was like, what, 0 of 6 or something like that before that, or 0 of 5 before he hit that. I'm glad Spencer blocked Damian Lillard because it was going to go. Oh, yeah, Dame in that moment, yeah. I'm going to hope Ham understands that this is enough reason to start Dinwiddie. I mean, it's possible. Problem is, like, is Darvin Ham going to make the call and move Reaves to the bench and let Dinwiddie play the 2? Or is he going to move Rui to the bench if he does that? I hope. I mean, again, I talked about this earlier. I don't like the role that Dinwiddie's in, and I think the only shot of Dinwiddie actually playing the proper role is if he comes off the bench and have him and Reaves come off the bench. But if you were going to start Dinwiddie, I would go with Reaves off the bench, keep the size. Again, have LeBron play the 3, and Rui play the 4. Was doing cardio tonight. That's basically what he does now. It's kind of the player he is now. And hit that big 3 to lead the comeback. Yeah. Let D'Lo run it all, man. Even when LeBron is on the court, unless D'Lo is cold leading into the second half, let him be on ball the whole game. I mean, whenever D'Lo gets the opportunity to actually play point guard, good things usually happen. And that is good. Rui was clutch with that 3. It looked like we wanted to lay down, but D'Lo and Rui kept us in it. Yeah, which is huge. Re-sign my boy. Well, it's not up to play. It's up to if he opts in or what. So ball's in his court, and then we'll see. Tyler, why is no one noticing how AD has been healthy all year? He's only missed 6 games this year. I don't think he's even missed that many. I think it's only been 4 or 5. Look, I've talked about it. I've defended AD a lot this season, especially early on in the season. Even like when he's gone out, I've been like, people come in like, oh, there's Anthony, and I'm like, dude, the guy hasn't missed. Like, give it time. Like, relax. There was like a live, we were doing like a watch along game, and I was like defending AD because he like went to the locker room, and then like 5 minutes later, everyone looked silly because he came back. Like AD's been fantastic this year as far as the health wise goes. Staying in the games, playing through those little knick-knack injuries and stuff like that. Obviously, you want him to be healthy. So I don't mind him sitting. Like, even when he's had like stretches where he's missed several games and stuff, like that's the modern NBA, right? Like guys don't really play 82 games anymore. Like those days are pretty much over, right? I actually thought AD was going to miss a lot more than he has. Knock on wood. Hopefully that doesn't become something, but we need a healthy AD. And the thing is, too, is it's good that AD has been healthy all season because we don't have anybody that can replicate him. Like I've talked about, we can survive without LeBron because we have a lot of guys that can kind of together offset what LeBron can do. We don't have anyone that can do that with AD, so we need him. Should Spencer keep starting? I don't mind it. Right? If you want to, I think you got to move Reaves to the bench though. But I don't mind it. I am totally okay with it if that's what they want to do. Like I mentioned earlier, I would probably keep him off the bench. I still like the idea of Reaves coming off the bench. Have those 2 as like your 2 guards off the bench, and then insert like maybe like a Cam Reddish for right now or whatever to just to give you some athleticism out on the perimeter. Give you somebody that can like be a point of attack. Right, give you some size. Seem to be defending well. I wonder if he was doing that throughout the game. Nasoga started. Yeah, he was. He was actually very solid. Like I said, Dame kind of caught fire a little bit, but they were. He was hitting. He was just doing Dame stuff. Like he hit like several just like tough contested shots. So Shout out to Spence. Yep, facts. D'Lo was on fire. Spencer Dinwiddie, I was clutch block. Let's go. It was beautiful. Hopefully LeBron comes back for the Minnesota game, gives us a chance with no Cat and must get back at Sacramento. Yeah, we need it. Let's see. D'Lo just outplayed everyone on the court for a must-win game. He may be the most underrated third option. Dude, he's unbelievable, man. He is him. I'm so glad we won. I'm right there with you. Right there with you. Let's see. D'Lo at his peak right now. He really is. I mean, he's having the best season of his career. Like overall, like efficiency-wise, scoring-wise, as like the third guy. I mean, he's like a supercharged third guy. He's great shooting. Or length is a great guard, shooting guards. Yeah. I mean, he's like 6'6", with like a 6'9" wingspan or something like that. No one forgot that Andrew F. wanted the Lakers trade D'Lo and picks for an overrated. Yahoo, good thing. D'Lo gets his career high with a win. I don't think it was it. Did he? I don't think that. I'm pretty sure his career high was. I think that's his career high with the Lakers. I don't think he got his career high as a player. I think his career high is like 46, 47, something like that. Sorry, trying to find something to me. D'Lo carried hard, facts. DeJounte Murray could never. That's why I wanted to trade. I was like, keep D'Lo, trade Reaves. Will this be the turning point, or will we be back to square one next game? I hope it's the turning point. Like, genuinely, I hope so. But problem is, we've had like 12 turning points this season, and so far it hasn't done anything. Let's see. Well done, Rui, on hitting that huge three after going 0-6. Reaves, great. Spencer Dinwiddie, huge. Shout out to you, my friend. Great play. Way to win the game. Yes. Shout out to Dinwiddie for the huge block. Ham finally used a timeout right at the end, and he put in all the defensive guys, which I was happy he did too. Like, I was screaming at the TV. I was like, we need Dinwiddie, Cam. I said Hayes, AD, and I would have been fine with like Max Christie, but he went with Rui instead of Max Christie, which I'm not against that. I was fine with that. But I was like, get all your defensive guys in there immediately. Get your size and your defense in there immediately. He did take trade rumors personal. Let's see. D'Lo and Reaves. I've seen enough. Bring Reaves off the bench. He'd be a great six-man. And the numbers back it up. The numbers back up him as the six-man. Best win of the season. I don't know about the best win of the season, but it was a very good one. I'm so glad we kept D'Lo. We're them D'Lo haters. Looking at this offseason for Hayden C. D'Lo may be the best point guard available. Re-sign that menu. D'Lo is the best point guard for the Lakers since D'Lo. D'Lo was sensational. Yes, agreed. Nothing wrong with being the sixth man. They don't mean you suck. I mean, look at Ginobili, Malik Monk this year. I mean, Malik Monk's been the sixth man since he's been with the Sixers. Let's see. How we're not better without LeBron. Like I said, wait till Gabe Vincent comes back and Vando, of course. Well, I mean, once we get our defensive pieces, that'd be great. D'Lo and Spence saved the day. D'Lo could play like this in the playoffs. Lakers will win the chip. D'Lo has been spectacular. D'Lo may be inconsistent, but he's been more consistent post-trade deadline. He's been consistent all season. I mean, he's been very good all year. Like, he's picked it up the last, 2 months. But that was also because the Lakers made a more conscious effort of putting the ball in his hands, right? Like, I don't think it's a coincidence that they let D'Lo play. Because before, watch the games early. D'Lo would just kind of be the initiator, just kind of bring the ball off, and then he just kind of be off into the distance. Where now he's bringing the ball up. He gets to run that pick and roll action. He gets to make plays. He gets to be aggressive. right? Like, I don't think that that's a coincidence that like they finally let D'Lo play D'Lo basketball and he's good. I think it's like Darvin Ham finally was like, oh, maybe I should let my point guard play point guard. Braun stayed solid on D'Lo. His redemption arc. Let's see. When let's see. Sorry, trying to find something. Me. We win by 1 point, and you want Braun replaced. I sure hope that's not the case when you replace you on your job. There is no LeBron no problem or trade LeBron or LeBron needs to narrative come back. These clowns just watch the boxers. Yeah, Lakers are not better without LeBron James. 80 is on the floor playing every night. I will take it. Agreed. Malik Beasley still bricking in LA. Just on a different team. He was like shooting the lights out to start the game. He cooled off towards the end, but like he started the game like I think like what 3 of 5 or something like that from 3, 4 or 5. He was 4 or 9. I think he started 3 of 5 from 3. Start the game and then he just started missing. Which luckily, man, this is why we have to let D'Lo play point guard. He cooked Dame. So many people sleep on D'Lo. I said I want to see D'Lo and AD carry, and they did. They didn't let me down tonight. Yes, agreed. Let's see. Just because we slither away with the win doesn't mean we are better without LeBron. I'm tired of hearing that. It's just how it goes. Whenever Lakers win without LeBron, everyone thinks we don't need LeBron. I love that we called timeout now. Yeah, it's amazing when you play the right way. It's crazy. Let's see. Lakers keep beating top seed teams and losing to teams they're competing with for the seeding, it's just matchups. Like Denver and Sacramento just match up better with the Lakers. Like the Lakers struggle with them for a reason. It's not like, it's not a coincidence that every time we play Denver or Sacramento, we lose. They like Sacramento just has the quick speed guards that just burn us every time. Denver's just Denver. It's not a coincidence. It's just we match up well, and that's why I think we can beat every team in the West. That's why I think we have a real chance of winning a championship. We match up against everybody, not named Sacramento and Denver. They're just the way that they're built is just very, Sabonis is a tough matchup for Anthony Davis, right? Jokic is a tough matchup for Anthony Davis. Like it's just like they're the two teams that just have like the perfect pieces to like be an issue for the Lakers. And that's a big problem. Let's see. Sorry to bring this up, but this game made me think no way Trey Young won't be good for us. He's just a more consistent D'Lo. Great game for D'Lo. Would Trey be great for the Lakers? Sure. My problem is like he's incredibly undersized, and you have to have the right pieces around him. Like, and where what is Trey Young? Because Trey's not your best player on the championship team. Is he your second best player? Right? Like maybe, but is like Trey and AD, are those two guys like your championship team? Like, because again, like what is LeBron in a year? What is LeBron in 2 years? Right? Like at some point you see some decline. Like I worry about like the long term with Trey. I like Trey a lot. I just worry about his size, and he can be incredibly frustrating. Like there's games where you look at Trey and you're just like, dude, this guy is unbelievable. Like you watch him and he'll just like single-handedly go win you a game, and just he's impeccable. But like then you'll see games and he'll like completely shoot his team out of the league. Like they're winning, they're looking good, everything's great, and he just starts jacking stuff up. And they're not like good shots. They're just like terrible shots. And he's not a great shooter. Right? Like you look at like he's only like a 36% 3-point shooter for his career. Like he's just incredibly high volume. Like it's just I don't know. He's one of the most heavy ball dominant guys in the league. Like how does that work? Like it's just there's a lot of questions I have with Trey. In theory, it makes a world of sense, right? It would be an upgraded version of D'Lo, a guy that can make plays, hit shots, close, just take the scoring pressure off of. So, like again, in theory, it's like man, Trey, LeBron, and AD would just be terrifying. But like, how like do we have the other positions around Trey to kind of balance everything out? I don't know. We'll see. See how it goes in the offseason. Let's see. I was worried Beasley would go off. He was doing well at first, but apparently he just can't consistently shoot in grip. Yeah, facts. Dude, he was shooting the lights out of like to start that game. He couldn't miss, and then he just cooled down. Eventually, it wore off. Caruso plus Drummond and don't go for a star. We learned from this. There's a big difference between Russell Westbrook as your third star and somebody like a Trey Young or a Donovan Mitchell. We didn't learn anything from that. We learned don't have two non-floor spacing, non-defensive, heavy usage ball handlers on the court. Like it was just more of like compatible pieces than it was like. I would love to have Trey Young as a Laker, but he is not a huge upgrade over D'Lo. In some ways, D'Lo is better for the team we have right now, but I really like Ice Trey. I think Trey is an upgrade. I think the ceiling for the Lakers is higher with Trey. I have a lot of like can Trey make the adjustments necessary to, and do we have the pieces necessary to put around those three? That's a real question. Let's see. D'Lo maturing as a player for $18 million. We are on a good thing. Respect that many effects. Thing is, if he keeps this up, he's not going to be worth $18 million anymore. Let's see. We shouldn't get Kyrie or Trey Young because then we're basically going to have to trade D'Lo, and I want to keep D'Lo. So we should get Donovan Mitchell for Austin Reaves and others. Thing is, if you get Donovan Mitchell, you're pretty sure you're going to have to trade D'Lo too. I don't know. It just depends on the pieces. Depends on how it shapes up. Like you'd have basically your whole roster. Isn't Kyrie making less than Donovan Mitchell? Like, I think you could trade for Kyrie and still keep everyone else. Donovan Mitchell is the guy I'd want. Like, I would trade. Like, as much as I love D'Lo, I would like if I had to give up D'Lo to get Donovan Mitchell, I would do that. Donovan Mitchell has been he's been excellent defensively this year. Like he's been very good defensively this year. And he's a guy that could go get you 30 a game, carry an offense by himself. Like he shows up in the playoff. Like I like D'Lo a lot. He's not Donovan Mitchell. He's just not. Same thing, like he's not Kyrie. Like if you could trade D'Lo for a clear upgraded superstar, then you got to do it. If there's a way we could get a guy and still keep D'Lo, then I'm all for it, right? But it depends on that guy. It depends on the salary, things like that. Like Kyrie, I'm pretty sure we can trade to get Kyrie and still keep D'Lo. Trey Young, I don't think we can because he's making like $45 million a year or whatever. Donovan Mitchell, I think we can too. I think we can trade for him because I think he's making like $38 million, something like that. And like Reaves and Rui by themselves like get you there. So again, it just depends on the star, depends on the situation. Like I wouldn't hate like a D'Lo, Donovan, Vando, LeBron, and AD. Tough. Especially the way that Donovan's been playing defense, man. He's been ridiculous. But it also depends on how much D'Lo wants. Like there's so many factors that go in to the offseason. We're gonna have to wait and see how it all plays out. But all right, I'm gonna power through a couple more of these and then I want to start getting some stuff ready for tomorrow. A lot to talk about tomorrow. I just flipped the TV of it, win or lose. I was determined to say a choice in Lakers basketball. Give me hope again. But I'm not buying it. Why, Tyler? Why? Hopefully the Lakers continue to win. This is a trend. Like I said, we got to stop trading wins and losses. Tyler, how high of a seed can LA get to? Technically they could still make the 5th seed. I personally think the 5th seed is out of reach just because like the Pelicans are like 4 games ahead of us, which like over the course of a season, 4 games isn't a ton. But when you only have 17 games left now and the Pelicans keep winning, like that's a lot. So I think best case scenario, we sneak into the 6th seed. I think realistically, we're looking at like the 7th or 8th. Also, Warriors are without Steph Curry for a while, so that could be good for the Lakers. They have an easy schedule, but still, like they don't have Steph. They're not the same team without Steph Curry. So, there's hopefully a couple things that kind of fall in the Lakers' favor. They can rattle off some wins. I think realistically that 7th or 8th is a real possibility. They're not that far away, and Dallas just keeps sinking. And if Dallas can continue to sink, then that'd be good for the Lakers. So if I had to bet on it, I think we finish somewhere 7 through 10, with like 40% chance we get the 6th seed, only because of tiebreakers and stuff. So and the Suns have the toughest schedule the rest of the way. If the Suns had even like a slightly easier schedule, I'd be like, yeah, we're probably looking at like the 7th seed. But what the heck? There we go. Sorry, Bear coming out super chat. Thank you so much. Trade D'Lo and Reaves plus 3 first for Steph, if only. Like I'd basically, you could have whatever you want. Anything not named LeBron James and Anthony Davis, you could have for Steph Curry. If you could get Steph Curry, that'd be ridiculous. I don't hate I don't think Golden State wants D'Lo again. They didn't even want D'Lo to begin with. They just wanted to get something for nothing. They didn't want to lose KD for nothing, and they had to help facilitate that trade. The only way KD could go to Brooklyn was basically a sign and trade. So, as far as Reaves goes, I definitely think Steve Kerr wants and loves Austin Reaves. That for sure would be the thing. But if Steph Curry became available, personally, unless Steph says the only place I want to go to is the Lakers, I don't think we have any chance of getting Steph Curry. We could literally sell everything we have, not named LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and I still don't think it's enough for Steph. The Knicks by themselves could just like throw the kitchen sink at them and still have stuff left over and outbid us. But if there was in a alternate universe, if we could sign Steph, I would love that. I think if I'm not super sold on Lakers getting another star in the offseason, if I'm being honest, just because like Kyrie's still under contract, Trey Young's still under contract, so they don't have to trade those guys. Donovan Mitchell is kind of like the one guy that could make sense. To me, it's, do the Knicks still want him? If the Knicks still want Donovan Mitchell, guess what? The Knicks are going to get Donovan Mitchell. If the Knicks no longer want Donovan Mitchell, then I actually think the Lakers have a very good chance of getting him. I still wouldn't hold my breath on it because there are other teams that can outbid him. But what does Donovan Mitchell want? Right? Because Donovan Mitchell will have power. He'll have say. He'll have control on where he goes. Because the team isn't going to sell the farm to go get Donovan Mitchell for a 1-year rental. Right? This isn't Toronto with Kawhi Leonard at the time where Kawhi was arguably the best player, best two-way player in the league and, top 3 to 5 player, right, at the time. So, and even that took a ton of circumstances for that to happen, right? Lucky bounces going in, Warriors basically losing their entire roster to injury. But if he can't go to the Knicks, does he go, all right, send me the Lakers? I think it was Brian Windhorst said And there was a couple calling. I know Colin Cowherd talked about it with what's his name, Dan Woke talked about it, and they were talking that like it looks like it's going to be the Knicks or the Lakers, but the Knicks are still interested in Donovan Mitchell. If that's the case, then he'll be a Knick. If it really is the Knicks or the Lakers, and if the Knicks don't want him, then beautiful. What we need is like a Joel Embiid or somebody like that to become available. So Donovan Mitchell is not the best player anymore. So that way teams like OKC and the Knicks and stuff like that, they go and try to make a push for him. And then the Knicks land him. And then Donovan I am both saying Donovan Mitchell want to go to a larger market. Yeah, basically what it is. Yeah, Kendrick Perkins too. Yeah, I mean, the narrative right now, the conversation, the narrative right now is that Donovan Mitchell wants to go to a big market. He wants to go to the Knicks or the Lakers. Which, if that's true, then if the Knicks don't want him, which again, the Knicks don't really make sense for Donovan Mitchell. Like, I don't like. Is him and Jalen Brunson really going to work? Two undersized guards. Donovan Mitchell defensively has been fantastic, but like Brunson and Mitchell are is odd, right? Like you already got Brunson. Like uh, I'm gonna skate on out of here now. I appreciate all of you. Like I said, it's already almost 11, and I want to get some things done, some things set up for tomorrow, some videos, all that stuff. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Everyone that gave me super chats, seriously, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Everybody that just tuned in, thank you so much. If you haven't liked the video, hit that like button. Take a quick second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. All of those things. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. I will see you all in the next one. Let's go get this win against the Timberwolves on what is it, Saturday? No, Sunday.